Alright, so here we're going to review the Simgot EW200. This is a single dynamic driver set by Simgot for $40. I was sent this by Simgot, but I will still remain as critical as I am in all my other reviews. And they're not seeing this anytime before you, and I'm not paid for anything like that. They just sent this to me and said, "Do you want to review it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So let's open the box. Oh yeah, on the back of this cover here, it has like the frequency response graph, information, and stuff like that. But I should mention that. Alright, let's take this out. Take the IEMs out of here. This foam little insert. Come on, get out of there. There we go. And the tip fell off. Okay. Take this out. It's a little accessory box on the side. And let's toss that aside. Alright. And then inside this, inside of here, this like box underneath is the cable. We'll talk about that in a second. And some paperwork that you don't care about. Anyway, accessory box. So in here, there will be this little baggie that you can use, I guess, for your IEMs. I mean, like, I'd rather just use this as a microfiber cloth, I guess, because this does collect fingerprints. I mean, like, see if I do that real quick. I don't know if you can see that. Let me actually turn on the flash. There we go. Yeah, you can see like my fingerprint on there. You probably unlock my phone with that. Anyway, so that's aside. And there would be a bag of tips in here, but I lost it. So professionalism, I know, right? Professionalism, but no. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the bag of tip went. I've been using this for like a week, and so I don't even know if I packed that up back correctly. Anyway, so I'm actually gonna keep that bag as a microfiber cloth to use throughout the review. Anyway, so this well, let's first talk about comfort. The comfort is solid. I didn't feel like I needed to use spin fits or anything like that. I used the stock tips, pretty comfortable, no problems there. They are a full metal shell IEM, which is really impressive at the $40 price point, I gotta say. I had a friend who he likes to try my IEMs and stuff like that, and I showed him this set, and we do this thing where he guesses the prices because he's not like as into audio as I am. And he tried them out, and he's like, "Is this $200?" I'm like, "No, not really even close." But yeah, the build quality really tripped him up because I mean, yeah, it's just an excellent build that you don't see in the price point. $40, full metal, it's really nice. Anyway, the cable also is pretty nice for the price. Actually, I like it. I wouldn't say it's like an incredible cable, but I mean, this is $40, and at $40, this is a pretty nice cable. I have this is the Kiwi Ears Cadenza that I'm going to bring into compare in a second, and this is the cable that came with it, and I love the Cadenza. I think the Cadenza is one of the best buys in IEMs, but I mean, this cable is not nearly as good as this one, in my opinion. I mean, I still like the Simgot cable, actually. I mean, not the Simgot, I mean, I do like the Simgot, but I mean, the Kiwi Ears cable is still not bad, because it still stays very straight. I always like that, but it gets into knots more, like, because it's very thin, and this is just a little bit thicker, a little bit like a nicer braided, but overall, yeah, great cable for the price. I've had no problems with it. Okay, let's move this from here. It's getting a mess already. Alright, so sound, what you guys actually are here for, what you care about. This sound is on the brighter end, in my opinion. But it's excellent for the price point. I can highly recommend this set. It's got great detail at this price point, detail that I haven't really seen at the $50 price point and under. It's actually was really quite incredible, the amount of detail that these things present to you. But it is a brighter IEM. You get a pretty neutral sound, in my opinion. It sounds like a slight mid-range boost, actually. I don't notice much of a bass boost on these things, you know? If you want, like, more bass, you're gonna want the Cadenza. I'm gonna actually just start with comparing with the Cadenza, like, early on, because it's just easier for me to explain the sound quality with the Cadenza as comparison. First of all, I found the Cadenza to be more comfortable. Just to be honest, like, this is just, I don't know what it is. The Cadenza was just shaped so well. I think the Cadenza is more comfortable, but I still think that the Simgot EW200 can fit in your ear pretty well for a pretty long period of time. So great comfort on both, but I think the Cadenza wins out on comfort for me. Now, let's get into sound. Sound-wise, right? So you're gonna get a much brighter set on the EW200 compared to the Cadenza, you're gonna get a warmer set. You're gonna get a lot more detail retrieval on the EW200. This, I would say, the Cadenza is much more like a musical set. I think that it's warmer. It would be better for bassier music than this is. But I think that if you're in for the detail wise, the EW200 wins it out. Now, soundstage, I think that they're pretty close. I think that the EW200 slightly edges out the Cadenza in soundstage, but it's not a lot. These are both still pretty close to in-your-head sound. I bet at this price point, you can't expect large soundstage. It's just not going to happen. But, I mean, it's above average for the price. I'd say, like, you know, your head's here, you're going to get, like, here. It's still not exactly in your head, but it's, like, you know, it's pretty close. You're not getting like incredible stage, but you're not getting bad stage. This is still great stage for the price. Now, if we're talking about now the bass quality, right? The bass quality has great impact. It doesn't have as much, you know, texture as I would like, but I mean for this price, very solid. It's not very emphasized, so I mean if you're a bass head, I don't think I can recommend this for bass heads. I think this has more of a presentation of the mid-range than the bass. The bass is still great and it's still there and it's solid. Complements the track well. But it's still not like a very bass-forward set. So if you're looking for a bass-forward set, I wouldn't say this is a good option. I think that maybe the Cadenza has quite a bit more bass than this. But this has better quality bass. This has more bass. Now, going on to the mid-range. The mid-range is what impressed me the most about these. Now, these have forward vocals. So, if you don't like forward vocals, this is not for you. But if you like forward vocals, like me, I like forward vocals. These have great, excellent, clear forward vocals with good detail and a really good timbre. Like, I've been listening to a lot of $500 range IAMs recently. So, I guess spoiler for the next few reviews. A lot of $500 sets. And a lot of them are using BAs for the mid-range and vocals. And that's fine. But I don't know, it has a different kind of feeling than a dynamic driver does to me. And so listening to this was very refreshing, hearing that dynamic driver, mid-range dynamic driver vocals. Of course, this is not giving you $500 mid-range. It's not. But it's giving you great mid-range. Excellent. Smooth, clear, detailed. And it's forward, which I like. And it's not too forward and shouty like I just reviewed the Magma. That thing was forward and shouty and I did not like that. This is forward, but not that forward. So great mid-range, great detail in the mid-range. Now the highs is where it starts to get a little bit not as good. I still like the highs on here for the price. For the price, it's good. But when talking about the budget segment, again, this is why I kept this here for like microfiber cloth reasons. See, it collects fingerprints like crazy and dust around this little circle part. Anyway, so when talking about treble, right, I really think that if you're in the budget segment and you're not a treble head, usually go for the warmer IAMs because treble is hard to do right. It's hard to make it like mature treble, you know, where it's not, you know, it's not rough around the edges. That's very hard to do in the budget segment, and you see it here too. Now, I like the treble on here for the price, but again, I prefer warmer sets, especially in the budget category when it comes to the treble, because every once in a while, you get a little bit of a spicy in the treble on here for me, because I'm a pretty treble sensitive guy though, to be fair, but I think that the treble on here can get a little bit spicy every once in a while, but overall, it's decent treble. For the price, it's very good. I think that, so if you want more treble extension, definitely go with EW200. But if you want to be always like kind of coddled and not like touched by spicy treble at all, the Cadenza will almost never be harsh. So if you want like a very warm, comfortable sound, Cadenza. But if you want more detail and more detail in the treble, the EW200 has more detail. It's not going to be as like non-fatiguing as the Cadenza is. The Cadenza is very non-fatiguing. This can become fatiguing after long periods of time, especially if you listen to your music loudly. But it really just depends on your treble sensitivity. I don't think that these are sibilant. These are not something I would describe as sibilant, but I would describe them as energetic in the treble. And these are on the brighter spectrum of, you know, frequency responses. I would say this is a brighter set of IEMs. Now, which one would I recommend, the Cadenza or the EW200? I think that the EW200 is a better value. I think it's a better buy. You're getting more detail. You're getting slightly better soundstage. You're getting more detail in the treble, and I think you're getting better, tighter bass. But I think that there is still a group of people that would prefer the Cadenza, and there's a group of people that would prefer the EW200. So it's really up to your preference. I think that's pretty much all I had to cover for this. Also, the build quality is, I think, in my opinion, better on the EW200. It depends though, do you want a metal build or do you want the Cadenza? The Cadenza is a lot lighter than the EW200. EW200 is not necessarily heavy, but it's got like, you know, that feeling of it's substantial. It's substantial, you know. It's it feels metal. It doesn't feel like, you know, a plastic or a resin build. And so that also can contribute, I guess, to the comfort, because I think that resin shells are more comfortable, but metal builds always just, I guess, in my opinion, just cooler. It's just like, you see these fingerprints? Like, my God. It's like, it's just like, damn, that's really well built for the price, you know? And it's just, that's just really cool. Anyway, I hope this helped out, and that's about it. See ya.